Hey guys, I almost did not do this video today, but I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, finish this month off strong. Really, I just kind of want to talk about the fact that a month ago I set out to do a video each day, to do yoga every day, to meditate every day, and to not eat meat every day. That was my challenge for the month of August. So how did I do? That's what this video is going to be about. Just me casually chatting about how I did. And you know what? I almost failed last minute because I was so tired that I didn't want to make this video right now. I've been just sort of snuggling up under the covers and doing absolutely nothing because I haven't given myself the mental space to do nothing in a long time, and I just really did not feel like I had anything to say, which is very interesting because before I did this sort of challenge, I had about 5 to 10 video ideas or rant ideas pop up into my head a day, and it would be like during work or something, and I didn't have time to do it, and I felt like I had inspiration minus the motivation. I felt like everything in me wanted to share what was in my head, and I felt trapped, like I didn't have the motivation to do it, and I was just swirling in this fantasy land of ideas. And it was not fun. And as I'm about to post this video today, August 31st, 2017, I'm going to complete the 30-day challenge of a video each day, basically successfully, besides one day I'm pretty sure one day, oh yeah, the day that I got in a car wreck, I didn't do a video, but then I did 2 the next day. So I still did 30 videos, or 31 videos, whatever, it was basically one a month. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this channel since in this month, because it's been very encouraging. I've loved reading everyone's comments. I've loved commenting back to everyone, and it's been just really motivating to see that whenever I actually do share my ideas and whenever I actually say what's on my mind, that there are people out there that listen, and I can't even convey to you like how much that means to me. And it's been very motivating to see my subscriptions climb up and see comments, like waking up every morning with a comment. It's been incredibly motivating, and it's been really exciting, and I'm really enjoying doing YouTube a lot. The thing that sort of held me back before was feeling like, why would I say something and then have nobody listen? And then for a bit, and the whole point really of this challenge was that I want to say something because I want to say it. And that's really hard for an ENFJ. Typically, I want to say something because of how someone will react to me. And it's kind of counterintuitive to want to say something just because you want to say it. And so this challenge was for me. It wasn't for anybody else but me. And it was just sort of a brain exercise to see if I could do it. And, a lot of times I think the way I see the world is that your actions reflect what you value. And so if you say that you value meditating, but you haven't meditated, then you aren't actually valuing it. It's the same like how in a relationship, you might say you value your partner, but unless you are actively spending time with them or actively doing things for them, then you aren't really valuing them. That's just sort of how I see things, and that I think that we can sort of trick ourselves into thinking that we value things, but then our actions don't reflect it. And sure, like maybe deep down you value it, but it's like there's a reason why your actions aren't lining up. And so I sort of just had this moment at the end of July where I was like, these are these things that I want to do. Why am I not doing them? And I guess I felt like unless I forced myself to do it, I wasn't going to do it. So that's sort of where this came from. Me sort of forcing myself to want to do videos, meditate, yoga, not eat meat, whatever. And clearly what you guys have been seeing is the video portion. I have been seeing that I've been posting them, and that has been successful. But I just want to say that I have completely failed with the yoga and the meditating one. And I also have completely succeeded with the not eating meat. So that's good, I suppose. But it is a little silly how I was able to go like half the month meditating every day, and I just sort of gave up, I guess, because the thing is that this was way too much for me to handle. And what I learned from this is that doing videos was what I valued the most, because every day I would be like, I gotta make sure I'm doing a video. Like, I had a lot of technical difficulties. It takes forever to load from my house or from my apartment because I have like the free Google Fiber that is great because it's free, but it doesn't load very fast. And so there's been times that I'd be like, I want to go to bed, but a video would be loading and it would say like 5 hours. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness. I just want it to load down. Or like I would want to like go on YouTube or like do something on the internet, but it would be using too much of my let's take this out. It'd be using too much of my internet. So it wouldn't let me. I don't know, like I've just had a few technical difficulties, like trying to use my phone because it was better quality than my computer, and then like not wanting to use my real computer or my real camera because either one, I wanted to keep it at work, or I didn't want to unpack it because I was just trying to do the time thing and trying to make sure I was doing a video per week. That was my priority, doing a video per week. So I didn't want to have to edit too much. I didn't want to have to do anything. I just wanted to prove to myself that I had the stamina to do it, and that I'm proud that I proved to myself. And also, I still am working on, like, I know how to take good, like, photos and videos, but I'm working on how to figure out how to, at least with the lens that I have 3, trying to figure out how to focus on myself, like with the lens, because I would love to do more high quality stuff, but there's been like 2 times or whatever that I've done it that I would like put something there or like put my hand there and then focus on it, and then it looks like it's focused, and then I'm like, cool, it works, and then I like did a test and it works, and then I go sit down and I talk for 20 minutes and then it's not focused, and I'm like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna post it, I guess, and it looks stupid. But anyway, that's been my goal, is to just get myself to do it, and so I did it. So what does that mean? Mostly I'm just sort of talking and venting about my failure and my success. You know, I actually sort of joked to myself, thinking that I can make a lot of YouTube money if I just decided to only make my channel about INFPs and INTPs. Maybe the casual INTJ here and there. But if every video I just talked about INFPs and INTPs, I was just like, damn, you know, I could really just make this my thing. Yeah, that's kind of a joke, but like, it is clear that those are the types that seem to be, you know, around. So I love you guys for that. But yeah, I'm not ever going to be one of those people that creates content just because I think that that's what people want. And basically, I want to be able to talk about things that I think are interesting, things that have helped me in my self-growth, in my path along my journey, theories I find interesting, really, like observations I have. Like, I just want to be able to use this as a place to talk about those things. And if you just recently subscribed because you saw my how I view personality type videos, I do want to do more things like that, but I would prefer to maybe link you guys some good resources to learn about Myers-Briggs and have this be a place to talk about it, because I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and my TE and SI suck. And so I'm not going to be like, all right, exhibit A, FE equals extroverted feeling, and NI equals introverted intuition. I'm not going to ever be that. Like, I don't have the patience. There are other good YouTubers out there that will tell you that. What I'm interested in is squashing the stereotypes, sharing my experience as an ENFJ as an example for people that want to know maybe why ENFJs do the things they do and just want to see an example and understand the type better. I am interested in sharing some sort of type observations that I've had that are purely observations. It is, hey, I have noticed this thing that a lot of this type does. That is way different than saying the definition of the... No, like, and if you're interested in that, I'm sorry, like, I'm not going to give that to you. Like, for example, in my INTP video, I said, oh, a lot of them that I know seem to, I said something about, like, they seem to be self-critical of themselves, and, or whatever. That's an observation. I'm not writing down, like, permanent marker or whatever. I'm not like, INTPs are self-critical and don't love themselves. I'm not saying that. And almost every observation I'm saying is just that. It's just an observation. Trust me, you will know when I'm being definitive, because I will be very obvious about it. And I'm trying really hard to, like, make it clear. But, you know, I guess something else I'm realizing is that, you know, not everyone is always going to understand me. Not everyone's going to like what I have to say. Not everyone's going to agree with me. But whenever I talk, like, I just want to share, like, things that I've observed and things I've learned. And I just want to say, like, Carl Jung, whenever he observed the cognitive functions, he didn't read about it in a textbook. He had to create it. He interacted with people. He observed people. I'm sure when he came up with it, people thought he was fucking crazy. And I'm not trying to compare myself to Carl Jung here, but I am just saying that I do not do well with just reading a definition and accepting it as true. That's not really how I work. I like to observe people, think about theories, and I like to come up with my own conclusions. So, like, I don't care, like, make this a public forum. Like, share your views with me. Like, I don't care. Disagree with me. I don't care. Like, but, like, I'm not here to tell you the same damn thing that you can learn about Myers-Briggs. For example, I think that Donald Trump is an ENFP because I think that based on my observations, what I see from him is that I see the function of extroverted intuition and introverted feeling the most strong based on my definitions that I have. Not because I Googled what is Donald Trump's personality type. Oh, it says this. Not because I read the description and I was like, oh, this description seems to fit him the best. Like, I am just, this is my, like, I'm gonna make a whole other video about Donald Trump's type. Like, I just need to get my brain space. I need to get my facts straight. I need to get everything in order. Can create a nice argument for you guys, because I know that's one that I've commented on quite a few, like, Facebook forums, a Slack group. Like, I have shared this opinion and I've been torn to shreds about it, and I'm not trying to, I don't care, like, tell me I'm wrong if you disagree with me, but don't be like, no, celebrity type said this, so in your face, you're wrong. Like, so what? Like, can you think for yourself, please? Like, I like to think for myself, and I'm not ever going to just, I'm not gonna not think for myself. I'm gonna come up with my own conclusion, and I'm gonna come up with my own theories, and that's more fun for me. And I'm gonna share with you, if you are interested, the theories that I have, so that we can create a conversation and talk about them. So I will just say, my best friend Crystal and I, and some of you might know, she's been in a couple of videos of mine, and I also recently made her channel be a featured channel on mine, and I told everyone to go follow her because she made a few videos. She's an ENFP. We've been like best friends for, let's see. We've been like best friends for like 3 years now. But ever since I met her, this is really cheesy, but like, I feel way more myself around her than I have around anyone else in the world. And it's because I felt like we were able to openly, like, she was interested in Myers-Briggs, right? But we would talk about it in a way, and we would talk about our friend group, and we would come up with theories about why people are the way they are, and we took it to this level. And now, like, we use this weird, like, shorthand about cognitive functions, and we have our own, like, mental definitions that are, like, way beyond, and, like, a weird, like, contorted version of, like, what anything that you would read online. And so I'm not saying that, like, oh, like, we have this crazy theory, like, we're so smart. Like, maybe you could think that, or we're fucking crazy and we just completely distorted the theory. That's could be true also, but, like, I'll be like, my NI is acting up or something, and she'll, like, know what I mean. Or we'll be like, oh, like, to TE, what is the TE of this situation? Like, I'll like, ask her, like, I have an INFJ coworker, and I was kind of annoyed with him. And then I asked my friend, the ENFP, I'm like, what is the TE that I'm reacting to that he's not reacting to, that is pissing me off, that I'm not sure what the deal is, that my TI can't figure out? Like, that's just an example. Like, I feel like we have observed something with these functions, and I want to continue to explore that, and to continue to have a forum to share what I think. Because the interesting thing is how, like, when we took some philosophy classes in college, it sort of clicked to me. It was like, oh my goodness, like, all these arguments in philosophy are literally just function differences. Every disagreement that humans have ever gotten in has just been a function difference. Like, for example, let's just see what I remember. In ethics, it seems like a total, like, FI versus FE dilemma the entire time. Utilitarianism is very TI and FE. This whole idea of is something intrinsically good versus extrinsically good. And there were people on, like, both camps, and, like, utilitarianism is like something is moral if it produces good. Like, that's very TI and FE. And then there's, like, FI users that would argue that the ethical thing are, like, rules from God that are intrinsic and in each person. All these arguments that have been happening for centuries, I believe, stem down to just different functions. And in epistemology, which is the study of what do we know, I feel like a lot of that is NI versus NE. Like, you have the NE skeptics that are like, well, this could be a simulation for all we know. I could be a brain in a vat. Like, I could be taken over by aliens. Like, we don't know. Like, we know nothing. There's that. And then there's, like, the sort of NI, like, well, no, like, we can know some things. And then NE's like, how? Like, how you prove it? And all these arguments are just so fascinating to me, and I feel like I see them, like, within politics too, and I see them on, like, this sort of mass scale, like these sort of popular disagreements that people get into. And so I'm a journalist now, and every single time I interview someone, I think about what type they are, and I think about how can I figure out how to ask questions better that will get through to this type versus this? Like, and I recognize, like, my TE is bad, but how can I, like, maybe frame something to a TE user that will make them understand me and not take me the wrong way? It's all about communication. Like, we all see the world differently, but it's, like, the same world, right? And, it's just fascinating to me, especially in our political climate, how there could be one thing going on, but two different stories of the same thing. Like Trump and Russia. What's going on? Read the news reports, decide for yourself. And it almost seems like there are two alternate realities with two alternate interpretations of the facts. And that's fascinating to me, because why? If there's only one thing going on, then how come we don't all agree? And I think a lot of it is because we operate differently. And so we make different assumptions. Like, I've noticed from talking to my ENFP best friend that FE makes completely different assumptions than FI does. And I will say something that I believe is absolute true fact. Like, this person's crying, you are sad. And then the FI user will think that that's an assumption. And then the FI user will do something else that they think is pure fact. I think that that's an assumption. And really, the truth is that we're all making assumptions all the time. And I want to figure out how to get to the root of these disagreements that we have. I'm interested in maybe going back to school for sociology and doing some sort of research in things like this. I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I am super inspired by YouTubers. I watch a lot of YouTube. Oh yeah, and the other things, yeah. I watch a lot of, like, vegan YouTubers, and I would have a lot of interesting things to share about that. My issue is that I have so many different topic ideas of things that I find interesting, and I don't really know how to put them all together, because I don't know if I need to have a Myers-Briggs channel and another channel and another channel. So right now, this is sort of a hodgepodge of things, and I appreciate everyone so much who has chose to listen to me and has chose to watch me as I figured this out, because maybe I'll have other channels, maybe I'll split them up a little bit, or maybe I'll just continue finding my niche until it comes to me, or maybe I'll break apart and have different channels, or maybe I'll get sick of some topics and not others. I just know that I want to be communicating the rest of my life. I want to be sharing my experience. I want to be able to, I want to say too, the thing that I think is the most inspiring about YouTubers is how people can just be themselves, whatever that means to them. And I guess I feel like I am like putting my signal out into the universe, the sort of person that I am, and trusting that by me doing that is going to give me something in return. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll meet someone really awesome. Like, I already have, like, connected with a lot of really cool people from YouTube that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for YouTube. I guess I just feel like it's sort of having faith in the fact that it's like every time I share, it's like having faith in the fact that who I am is okay. And I think that a lot of people feel like that. Like, honestly, like, one of my favorite YouTubers is Shane Dawson. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's very popular on YouTube and has been doing it for a long time. I was just watching a lot of his videos before doing this, and I think he's an ENFJ, by the way. Like, hands down. Like, a lot of people, by the way, like, don't think that comedians are ENFJs, which is really annoying, because a lot of them are. You can just tell by the sort of jokes they're making. And ENFJs, all of their jokes are about, like, how someone will react, or, like, overreacting, or, like, doing different characters. Whereas ENFPs talk about, like, weird scenarios, or, I don't know. Like, ENFJs, it's all about the people, and, like, the relationship between types of people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I brought up Shane because I was like, this is an example of someone that, like, he literally was just being himself. Like, he probably felt so alone when he started making videos, and now look at all the benefits that he's gotten in his life just from deciding to be himself. I know so many people have done that on YouTube, and I just want to be myself, and I want to continue to share who I am. And even if I feel like lonely a lot of the time, or even if I feel misunderstood, I feel like at least having the courage to share my truth and be myself is at least something. Even if it gets me absolutely nothing, I'll at least feel like proud of myself or something. And even though I didn't even though I didn't meditate every day, I did meditate a lot more than I did last month. And I did do yoga a lot more than I did last month. So, that's still a success in my book. I have learned, though, to not push myself so much anymore. Although, I do think that it was good that I did a challenge like this, because I don't think that I would have come this far if I wouldn't have done the challenge. But I do think that I do not operate well under that sort of pressure. But I do think it was sort of like this obstacle that now that I overcame, now I can sort of do things my own way. Now I can make videos when I want, and I feel like I actually feel inspired to do it now. Like, I actually want to share, and I feel like I've gotten over some sort of perfectionism thing that was holding me back before. So, yeah, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please comment and let me know other topics that you are interested in that is not Myers-Briggs that you might want to have a dialogue about. Yeah, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful month of September, and I hope that your August was fantastic. I realize that the way I just said that, have a wonderful month of September, makes it seem like I'm not going to be making videos in September. I am, but just not every single day. So, you know what? Might not see you tomorrow, so have a good day tomorrow. Alright, this video is too long. Thanks for watching.